And welcome. So hello, everyone, and happy National Apprenticeship Week. My name is Nina Yu, and I am the Placement Director of Apprenticeships with NPower. We're excited for you to join NPower and the Institute for American Apprenticeship to celebrate the 9th Annual National Apprenticeship Week as we learn more about apprenticeship through the lenses of those involved in this high-quality career pathway. Here is our agenda for today. We're excited to hear from a diverse group of individuals that will be sharing about their experience in apprenticeship from their differing perspectives. We also have a special announcement to make towards the end of the program from NPower's Senior Director of National Placement, Serena Wallace. We should also have time for a Q&A session following all of the speakers, so please submit questions in the Q&A box throughout the event. Before we jump into hearing directly from our speakers, we wanted to share more about NPower and IAA. NPower is a national nonprofit that helps launch technical careers for military veterans and young adults from underserved communities. We do this through a tuition-free technical training program, career readiness and professional development, and employment and placement support. Along the way, we provide holistic support to our trainees from our programming team, including dedicated social support managers and continued support for our alumni through alumni engagement managers when someone graduates from the program. NPower is involved in apprenticeship in several different ways. Our training program serves as related instruction for the IT generalist and cybersecurity support technician occupations. We're also a program sponsor with both national program standards as well as program standards in 6 different states. We have 2 occupations registered with the Department of Labor and have registered over 350 apprentices to date in our programs. NPower also employs apprentices in the IT generalist occupation. You'll hear more about this later in the event from Fahad Javed, our National Training Manager of Advanced Programs, as well as Jalen Shaw, one of our prior Community Help Desk apprentices. NPower is also recognized as an apprenticeship ambassador with the Department of Labor. Finally, we'd like to give a special shout out to Software Partners, our intermediary that helps support us as we grow and expand our program. I'd now like to pass it over to Rebecca Hollister, the project manager at IAA, to share more about the Institute for American Apprenticeships. IAA has been an instrumental partner to NPower in the apprenticeship space, and we are so happy to have them here with us today. Rebecca, take it away.
Thank you, Nina. Hello, everybody. Thank you all for joining the webinar. My name is Rebecca Hollister, project manager with the Institute for American Apprenticeships, known as IAA. We've been working with NPower for a little over a year in our efforts to increase diversity and equity in apprenticeship for underrepresented populations and underserved communities as a part of our Apprenticeship Building America grant. In addition to designing and implementing our own pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship programs nationally, IAA has been involved in federal and state apprenticeship grants and contracts for over 20 years, often acting as intermediary to support state workforce agency, industry groups, education providers, and employers. Next slide, please. Our comprehensive experience in the apprenticeship space has given us the opportunity to develop a network of partners of all sizes and national in scope. We work with our partners to understand their needs and develop and implement creative workforce solutions. The apprenticeship model is intended to increase equity and access to viable career pathways. Our community outreach and recruitment processes strive to offset barriers to ensure a reflective demographic pool of successful participants. Designing programs focused on employer and occupational needs, having strong partners at the table, and leveraging community resources is critical to our programs. Next slide, please. We would like to start by sharing some experiences regarding apprentice recruitment that have proven successful in expanding opportunities to underserved populations. I am pleased to introduce Tasha Choi, a project leader with IAA that has run several successful outreach campaigns in both Nevada and Arizona for one of our medical assistant apprenticeship programs. Tasha has leveraged her network of community partners and her strong management skills to facilitate the recruitment and selection process for over 1,700 applicants for 3 medical assistant training programs. Welcome, Tasha.
Thank you, Rebecca. Awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is Tasha Choi. I'm one of the project leaders here at IAA, and I have been doing several cohorts. I have a few under my belt here. It's been the most amazing experience, and I just want to share a little bit today about the importance of community outreach and recruitment. So next slide, please. Okay, so sometimes when we think about reaching out to community, it's really hard to reach out to people, right? You got a really great opportunity. You have apprenticeship, you have this program, especially for underserved communities. And apprenticeship is that space that's steadily growing, but it's not something that people often think of right away, right? When pursuing a meaningful career or something to sustain themselves for the future and for their families. Also, it's important to know that a lot of communities have distrust that in people that reach out to them. They're like, well, who are you? How can we trust you? So the question is, how do we reach out to these individuals in underserved communities? You know, traditionally, we can go through job boards. Sure, you can share information with partners that you already work with, but what if you can do more? And that's the key thing. What if you can extend your reach just a little bit more and extend that trust and reoccurring relationship within the community? So I found the greatest success in focusing in local community organizations, wherever that you are. So there are nonprofits out there that focus on extending their resources to people who come from those exact underserved communities that you want to reach. What better way than to take that opportunity of apprenticeship to these organizations and offer it as a resource to them that could benefit the people they serve? First step, you need to identify your local nonprofits and organizations. Focus on the diverse group of people that they serve. Learn about the organizations. What do they do? How do they talk to them? What are their pathways that they share their resources with them? And ultimately, how can you intertwine apprenticeship opportunities and that workforce pathway with them? You have to take the time to meet and have these conversations with these organizations more than one time. Keep that conversation going and flowing so you can establish a rapport and maintain that relationship. Once that organization starts to trust you, they're going to share those wonderful opportunities and get you that apprenticeship opportunities to those people, to those community members who can thrive and benefit. And that's important because it will improve your quality of life, right? So now that we've established a pipeline of trust from the organization, you will start to have candidates who will be interested. It's so crucial to be as open as you can to help navigate these folks in these communities, right? Oftentimes, many folks in underserved communities benefit in having an open point of contact and navigation. You can be that source and that person. Just offering that extra support, whether it's opening your phone lines, whether it's meeting them there in person, just a little bit of guidance, it's a chance to get to know those people who in turn may be your candidates. Also, it's an opportunity to gauge their character, their passion, their willingness that they have that you can't always get from an automatic tracking system that some organizations or employers have. And that's often the greatest thing about in-person outreach. So a real life experience that I had with one of our co-hosts we were recruiting for, I had reached out to an organization, I shared our information with them, and they disseminated it to their members, right? The people that came to them. Lo and behold, it fell into the hands of someone who was interested in that apprenticeship program. They weren't really sure though. So they gave me a call. I had my phone number there. We had multiple conversations throughout the application process, during the interview process, and you know what? She actually got selected for the apprenticeship program itself. So really establishing that communication, establishing that trust, and letting these folks know that, hey, this is a pathway for me. I'm not left in the dust. I can talk to someone about it. That is what is key. Opening yourself up to these organizations, to these people, and making sure you can help navigate their pathway to apprenticeship you're going to have an amazing crew of apprentices in your program.
Thank you so much for sharing, Tasha. That was very exciting to hear about that specific scenario and how you can engage different community partners in recruitment for apprenticeship. So thank you. Again, if anyone has any questions throughout the event for any of our speakers, feel free to put them in the Q&A as we go through. Thank you, Tasha. All right, up next, we're excited to hear from Jalen Shaw. Jalen is a graduate from the NPower Tech Fundamentals program and recently completed an apprenticeship with NPower at our community help desk. Jalen, if you could join us now, that would be great.
Hi,
Hey,
everybody. Hey.
Jalen, could you tell us a little bit about what you were doing prior to NPower in your apprenticeship?
Well, before NPower, I was kind of winging it. Honestly, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was that person that wanted to do like 40 different things and just didn't know what to focus on first. So I went to school. I tried that, didn't like it. When I came back, I was just kind of working odd jobs, mostly warehouse stuff. But I wasn't happy because I knew it wasn't like a long-lasting job. So my friend told me about NPower. And then I applied and got accepted, started my fundamentals courses. That went really good. And then I got my apprenticeship after that.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing a little bit more about what led you to NPower into apprenticeship. So thinking about the different career routes that you could enter, what led you to choosing the apprenticeship route?
Well, I knew that other people were successful with it. The apprenticeship route was kind of something that I always was interested in, just because I knew that even if I did finish the 4 years of school, that it wouldn't be as easy to get a job like straight out of school. So I was hoping for even when if I was in college, I was gonna hope for an apprenticeship. So just to better my chances of finding a great job. That's why I wanted to do it.
Awesome. Thank you, Jalen. I also want to note, we did not tell her to say this, but the theme for National Apprenticeship Week this week is the superhighway to great jobs. And you just spoke to it right there, the importance of apprenticeship and being a pathway to great jobs. Thank you. All right, Jalen, what advice would you give to someone that's interested in pursuing an apprenticeship?
I would say stay focused. If you know that your goal is to have a job afterwards, start looking for stuff like jobs as soon as possible during your internship. And just stay focused while you're in it. It can be kind of rough just because it's something that you've never really done before. So a lot of the stuff or the information that you're taking in is new. But that doesn't make it impossible. So just be patient with yourself and test out all options as well. I would say that.
Thank you for sharing that. All right, Jalen, thank you. And I do have one final question. Could you share what you're doing now that your apprenticeship is complete, or what your plans are coming up?
Well, I did receive an offer to become the coordinator for the St. Louis Community Help Desk. So hopefully I'll be doing that soon. But at the moment, I'm just doing little odd jobs and stuff.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jalen. And we're excited for you as you continue your employment with the community help desk out of apprenticeship and into a full-time job. So congratulations and thank you so much for being here with us today.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. So moving on in our program today, we would like to welcome Fahad Javed to talk more about apprenticeship from the employer perspective. Javed is NPower's National Training Manager of his advanced programs. So in addition to community help desk apprentices like Jalen, who you just heard from, NPower also employs technical instructors as apprentices. So welcome, Javed. Can you please share more about how the decision was made to hire apprentices at NPower?
Good afternoon, guys. Yes, of course. The way we hire at NPower is usually, personally, me, I'm looking at people that not super technical, but more of, are they willing to learn how hard they work, how well they have done in our technical programs. So have they gotten their certifications? How well they did in the classroom settings? Are they a good team player? And two, will they fit good in this environment that at NPower that we have? So those are some of the key things.
Thank you for sharing that, Javed. I think that that's an important thing that you noted in terms of you might not be looking for someone that's the most technically advanced, especially when we're thinking about apprenticeship, but you're looking for a lot of those soft skills as well. Someone that's willing to work, be a team player, and fit into that environment. It's a great jumping off point for someone that might not have the previous skills, but has that potential and that drive and that passion. So thank you. Thank you. Can you speak a little bit to the impact of hiring apprentices at NPower?
Sure, absolutely. You know, we at NPower are changing lives. I've hired somebody about 4 years ago, and they recently just are purchasing their first home. So you can see the impact in their community, in their lives, and somebody, you know, again, I didn't go to school for technology. I went to school for accounting, and somebody gave me a chance. And I think that's an important thing because I was an apprentice also, and it's paying it forward is super important. And our trainees are hungry; they want to learn. They're willing to put in the work. They just need somebody to give them a chance.
Thank you, Javed. Could you also speak to the impact from the business perspective as well? How has that helped NPower as a business too? I know we have some employers on the call who might be interested to learning more about that.
Right, absolutely. So from the business side, you know, our trainees, they already have the certifications, they already have the training, and really from the employer side, you're just looking to put them into the position, and you know, the training is already there, the certification's already there. Again, they're hardworking, and they're just looking for a opportunity.
So thank you, Javed. I see we have a lot of great questions coming in the chat that we'll have some time at the end to ask Javed those as well. And then lastly, Javed, what advice would you give to a company that's interested in hiring apprentices but hasn't yet made the commitment?
Yes, definitely hire our trainees. They're awesome people. They're very hardworking. I know I've said this before, but they really are hardworking, and they're just looking for an opportunity. And if you can give them that opportunity, again, you're not just helping that individual, you're helping the entire community, because this is the chance that they need, and you be that individual that be making an impact in changing their lives by giving them that chance to work in tech, because some of them might not have that opportunity, but you, the person, the employer, can do that for them, and that's important for somebody to believe in you, and our trainees will deliver at the end of the day.
Thank you, Javed. And I loved what you said about paying it forward, and that someone gave you an opportunity, and now we're doing the same things for other people, and you're doing the same things for other people as you hire and through our apprenticeship program. So thank you so much, Javed. And I think we'll be hearing from you a little later based on these questions that are coming through.
Thank you, Nina.
All right, so moving on, we now would like to welcome another apprentice to this stage, Athanasius or Tommy Karadimas, if you could come join us. All right, welcome. So, can you go back up video? Yeah, there you go.
My apologies, wrong button.
No, you're good. All right. So Tommy is a current apprentice with Andrina as a field maintenance tech and graduated out of our Tech Fundamentals program as well. Thank you for joining us here today. Could you share how your apprenticeship helped you gain the skills that you may not have gained had you chosen a different pathway?
Yes, of course. Being a field technician as an apprenticeship really helped me get a good grasp of the hands-on side of things in the tech field. So if I were to choose a different route, I was looking at programming side as well. I wouldn't have gotten to get real good hands-on work with some of the networking devices that we use and the different types of cabling stuff. And also, it helped me touch up my troubleshooting skills as well, and how I really look at the problems that I'm presented with on a day-to-day basis.
Thank you. Thank you for speaking a little bit to that on-the-job learning piece as well. So, not having a college degree, could you tell us how apprenticeship helped you kickstart your career in tech?
So prior to NPower and everything, I was in a weird gray area where I was sort of qualified with personal experiences and I was unqualified on a professional sense. And it was really hard for me to get anywhere. Taking this apprenticeship really helped seal the deal and get me that professional experience that I really needed, that otherwise would have required a degree in order to get to different positions.
Thank you. So I know next we're about to hear from Katie and share a little bit about mentoring, but could you share a little bit about what your experience has been as an apprentice with your on-the-job learning, as well as the one-on-one mentorship support that you're receiving?
Hello? I think it cut out.
Oh, sorry. I'll ask that again.
Yeah, I dropped out.
Oh, you're good. You're good. So we are in a little bit about to hear from Katie speaking to mentoring, but we'd love to hear from your perspective about what your experience has been in your apprenticeship with your on-the-job learning or your mentorship and one-on-one support that you are receiving.
It's a little tough one to answer. I mean, every day is a new experience. As an apprentice, I'm constantly learning. It's been an experience to say the least. I'm taking it step by step, so there's a lot of one-on-one depending on what the situation is and from who. So it's a little overwhelming here at my company, so it's a little fun. It's hard to pinpoint.
Well, it sounds like you're learning a lot of different things, and so that's why every day is a little bit different and you have a lot going on. Well, thank you so much for sharing about your experience here.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to hearing from you maybe a little later on.
Wonderful. Thank you both. So as you heard Athanasius share, the mentoring piece is a huge part of the apprenticeship, right? There's a lot of one-to-one, and integral to the growth and development of apprentices is the mentoring that is provided on the job. We are fortunate to have Katie Morley join us, who is an experienced mentor. Nina, can you advance the slides, please? Thank you. Katie has been with IAA for 9 years. She joined the team as a project leader, in which she had lots of opportunities supporting pre-apprentices and apprentices during a variety of IAA's training programs. And she now mentors IAA staff in the role of project leader and also provides technical assistance to organizations across the US, helping them to implement their apprenticeship models. Her mission to help others has led her to pursue a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling. And we are super excited to have Katie join us. So welcome, Katie.
Thank you, Rebecca and Nina and the whole NPower team. I am thrilled to be here. Happy National Apprenticeship Week, everyone. Fortunate to be talking about one of my favorite topics when we talk about apprenticeship and in general, mentoring. So what is mentoring? Mentoring is a shared relationship where a mentor and the mentee or the apprentice agree to work towards predefined goals that will help develop skills, abilities, knowledge, thinking. I'm sure that every one of us listening in today can identify someone in your life that you would consider a mentor, someone who showed you the ropes, someone who showed up when you needed them, someone who lent an ear and maybe gave you some advice when you most needed it. Mentoring is is a crucial piece of apprenticeship, of registered apprenticeship. Mentors in registered apprenticeship programs support apprentices on the job, and that can directly impact and affect the apprentice's ability to successfully gain competency in any occupation or the occupation that they're in, and succeed in the apprenticeship and complete the apprenticeship. Mentoring enables purposeful conversation to reflect on an experience, make informed decisions, and help develop some next steps. When this was explained to me when I first came to IAA and I was learning about apprenticeship, I was told feedback is a blessing, and to be able to provide someone feedback so that it can directly impact their ability to perform a task is critical in order for them to come back, do it again, maybe receive more feedback, and then the process continues. And that is what a successful mentor will do. Mentoring really should be an enriching experience for both the mentor and the apprentice, because it is all about learning from each other and not necessarily teaching. Mentoring has benefits for, obviously, for the apprentice, but for the mentor as well. If you wouldn't mind going to the next slide, please. Great. Okay, love this slide. So as you can see here, mentors can take on many different important roles. So mentoring and taking on these roles that you see here on the screen do not necessarily come natural to everyone. Being aware of the qualities of a good mentor, being aware of the qualities that a good mentor should have can help identify who within your organization would be an appropriate apprenticeship mentor. And it also provides organizations an opportunity to invest in those individuals to become mentors through formal training or by allowing them time to perform their mentor responsibilities. Next slide, please. Great. So some of those qualities that I was just talking about, you'll see here on this screen. Strong communication skills, active listening skills. That actually should be the first. Motivating, encouraging, having a willingness to share and provide feedback and their own experience or lived experience with a particular responsibility or task. Someone who values diversity, equity, and inclusion. Someone who is reflective and willing to devote time to the apprentice is key. Now, I was originally going to give you read a testimonial of a really impactful testimonial that we had received from other mentors and apprentices, but I keep thinking back to Tasha's presentation a little bit earlier and how leveraging some of those relationships that you have built with those recruiting organizations, nonprofit organizations, can also be really impactful on a mentor's ability to successfully impact the apprentice's pathway forward. So being culturally aware and recognizing cultural differences and similarities between mentors and the apprentices is key. And if there is any sort of gap there, going back to those organizations, learning from them, utilizing the resources that they have for the populations that they serve can be really, really powerful and help the apprentice succeed in the apprenticeship. Next slide, please. Okay. So to close out this discussion of mentoring, I wanted to end by sharing a finding from a national evaluation of the American Apprenticeship Initiative. The U.S. Department of Labor awarded grants to 46 awardees or grantees with the goal of expanding registered apprenticeship to non-traditional occupations, so healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and to populations that were historically underserved in registered apprenticeship. And the grants operated from 2015 to 2021, and the evaluation was led by Apt Associates with IAA as a partner on one of the sub-studies. It recently concluded, and they looked at mentoring in 2 of the evaluations. And as you can see, 72% of the apprentices reported that their mentor was very important or important to their success in the apprenticeship. And 73% reported that they were very satisfied with their primary mentor. So you can see the impact that a good quality, caring, concerned mentor can have on individuals who are involved in the apprenticeship program. So I encourage you all to ask questions in the chat. I love talking about this aspect. Thank you again for having me on this discussion, and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you so much, Katie, for sharing so much about one of the most important parts of apprenticeship, which is mentorship. So thank you again for sharing. So we'd like to move on now to our final speaker of the day, Choice Jackson. So Choice is a graduate from NPower's Tech Fundamentals program out of our Dallas region. Choice is also a U.S. Air Force vet. Thank you so much for your service. Choice completed her apprenticeship with Citi almost a year ago now and is now an engineer analyst at Citi. Choice, can you please join us now and share about how the apprenticeship experience has impacted your life today?
Okay, I'm here. I can't undo my camera. You guys have to do it. My video stopped.
I think I just should be starting now.
Okay. No?
There you go.
Okay. You want me to go ahead and start anyway?
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I think I unmuted the wrong person or started the video for the wrong.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so start my video.
Yeah.
Okay, there we are. Hello. Okay, all right. So first, I'd like to thank NPower and the Institute for American Apprenticeships for hosting this event and for inviting me to share my journey. I am very grateful to be here, so I really appreciate it, guys. And Nina has already kind of given you my background. I'm a U.S. Air Force vet. My background is in IT management and healthcare, and then I got a master's in cybersecurity, which flopped because I graduated in 2019 and then COVID hit. So that led me to NPower. And from there, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you can keep going.
Okay. And from there, I was in the spring 22 cohort for NPower and got hired on full time at Citi. So this apprenticeship has literally changed the entire trajectory of my life. And I know that sounds cliche and it sounds like a commercial, but that is the truth. It has changed my life. And I'm from Houston, but I was in the Dallas class, so I stepped out on faith only and had 2 houses at one point for the 6 months while I was in this apprenticeship because I didn't know if I was going to make it. But I was so happy when I finally got on full time. But I literally took a leap of faith, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I really believe in giving back. So at Citi, there is a program, it's an amazing program called Pathfinders, which mentors and coaches the apprentices throughout their entire apprenticeship. So I was given a mentor who helped to guide me through the good and not so good times because it was up and down. But I was so appreciative of the program that I joined the leadership team, and now I've been asked to lead the incoming cohort in 2024. So I am very excited about that. And also, I believe in paying it forward. So now I take it upon myself to coach and mentor other people like myself, such as my own daughter, who is now a current NPower Houston student. And I cannot be prouder. I'm so happy about that. And then I want to leave you guys with a piece of advice that I think would have probably helped me coming in the door. Never sell yourself short. Every skill, every ability, every talent that you have is valuable. Always keep that in mind. I started, true story, my boss was kind of freaking out about having to do a PowerPoint presentation. I said, oh, I'll do it. I actually love doing them. I do them in my sleep and they're fun for me. So I did the PowerPoint presentation and it was amazing. And he shared it with his boss and then his boss's boss. It's up there somewhere now still. So you never know what it is that might get you noticed. So use all of your skills. Okay. And then to wrap up, I just want to encourage you to keep going because not too long ago, I had 3 strikes against me. I'm a woman, I'm a minority, and I'm a vet. But thanks to this apprenticeship, now I am a triple threat. And that's all I have for you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Choice, for sharing more about your experience and the impact that it's had on you. I love so much how you mentioned about giving back and that you're now serving in a leadership capacity for the 2024 apprenticeship cohort, and love to hear how full circle that has been. I'm glad that City has opened a lot of doors for you through the apprenticeship and that you're now really thriving there. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. So I would now like to invite up Serena Wallace, the Senior Director for National Placement for NPower, to share a special announcement with you all.
Thanks so much for a great event thus far. Thank you so much for having me, Nina, and thanks for an amazing event thus far. I hope all of you are enjoying yourselves. My name is Serena Wallace. I serve as the Senior Director for our National Placement Team, providing strategy and engagement for career pathway initiatives of our NPower talent. Today, I have a special announcement. As you know, we of course have multiple career pathway options for our talent, but in 2023, we decided to kick it up a notch. With that said, we are so ecstatic to announce that NPower has acquired its very first apprenticeship proclamation to celebrate our National Apprenticeship Week this year. What this simply means is that we have put it on record and made a public announcement that our registered apprenticeship program and the like are strategic approaches to ensure diverse talent get to enter the workforce in competitive paid waged opportunities. We are so fortunate here at NPower because we have this huge ecosystem of partners, and they are inclusive of funders, higher education institutions, community-based organizations, corporations across the nation, and even some of the NPower alumni that you have heard today. On the slide, you'll see a few of our village of industry partners in practice that I wanted to highlight. Although we have this amazing ecosystem of partners across the nation to help leverage the success of our career pathways, these partners here, they put their extra stamp of support for NPower to continue the service delivery of providing apprenticeships to our talent. So from the bottom of our hearts at NPower, and of course from our national placement team, Authority, which is a national recruiting agency providing competitively paid opportunities to underrepresented populations across the nation, We're saying thank you to Aption, a powerhouse apprenticeship intermediary that really assisted us in growing our registered apprenticeship program. We're saying thank you to Rise Kids, another great partner. Rise Kit is known to providing a dynamic online platform that connects diverse pathways of talent from community-based organizations to hiring companies. We also are saying thank you to our partners at 110. 110 has a deep mission to upskill, hire, and train 1 million Black individuals across the nation that do not have four-year degrees and help them transition to competitive workforce opportunities. We also say thank you to our partners at Allegiance Group. The Allegiance Group is one of our top key partners here at NPower, and they have a lot of affiliates. You may know Aerotech, things of that sort, tech systems. We specifically, most recently, have worked with Career Circle. Career Circle is an affiliate of the Allegiance Group. They helped us to put on a dynamic career and resource fair just a couple weeks ago to have our talent connect to over 181 job opportunities in the market. And lastly, you'll see our partners and co-hosts for today's event, the Institute for American Apprenticeships. I know you have heard a lot about them, but we do say thank you to you as well. We're not only honored to co-host this special engagement today with IAA, but they are a powerhouse thought leader to assist organizations to continue expanding their registered apprenticeship programs. So thank you to all of our partners listed here, and thank you to our village of ecosystem partners to help NPower continue the good work of apprenticeships. So let me show you where you can access this proclamation. We are excited that the United States Department of Labor has approved and also put this on record, which means it's featured on their apprenticeship.gov website. When you go there, you click on proclamations and type in NPower. You're going to see this screen here to the left with a link for you to click on and access that proclamation. I'm going to do you a quick favor today. Let me share at least one bit of the proclamation so that you can get equally excited as we are about this. In green, you'll see it states, whereas NPower Incorporated recognizes that registered apprenticeship, a proven and industry-driven training model, is recognized as a key strategy to improving job quality and creating access to good-paying, family-sustaining jobs for all, starting with youth and young adult, while addressing some of our nation's most pressing workforce challenges, such as rebuilding our country's infrastructure, addressing its critical supply chain demands, supporting a clean energy workforce, modernizing our cybersecurity response, and lastly, responding to care economy issues. Know that the proclamation, it exists to ensure that NPower not only shares the true value of apprenticeships, that we make a formal and public call of action to all community members, to all stakeholders. If you are in a position to promote DE&I and quality jobs in the digital industry, we want to ensure that you help propel this call of action and share the value of registered apprenticeships so we can continue the gift of promoting such industry awareness and expansion. Again, thank you to everyone that supports what we do and that has helped us obtain and support the proclamations for National Apprenticeship Week. With that said, I am going to pass it to Mathilde Garnier. She's going to share a little bit more information about our question and answer period. So thanks for having me. All yours, Mathilde.
Thank you so much, Serena. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mathilde Garnier. I am the National Project Manager for the National Placement Team here at NPower. And we have a number of questions that came through the chat that I'm going to kick it off with. My first question is directed towards the apprentices. What advice would you give someone that is interested in an apprenticeship in a new career field? So that's for you, Choice, Tommy, or Jalen. If you can come on to the camera and answer the question.
I didn't hear the question again. Can you repeat it?
Sure. What advice would you give someone that is interested in an apprenticeship in a new career field?
Okay. Video. You still got me off of video. But I can give the advice. Okay, here we go.
There you are.
I just say, go for it. Don't be afraid. Don't worry about if it's a field that you've never been in. It really doesn't matter. NPower especially teaches you everything you need to know and then some. And what I found is once you do get into an apprenticeship, a lot of people get concerned about, well, I don't know how to do this and I don't know how to do that. The people that are picking you up as apprentices, they understand that. They didn't hire you because you knew the job already. They hired you because they saw something else in you. They saw your drive, they saw your determination. So just go for whatever it is that you're even thinking about. Just, hands up and go for it.
Thanks so much, Choice. That's a great response. Definitely go for it. If you're eager to learn, if you have the skill set, if you're looking for a training program, come to NPower and we can assist you with learning all you need to know about infrastructure, cybersecurity, and cloud computing. We can definitely help. My next question is directed towards Katie in regards to mentoring. What do you think are some of the most important qualities for a mentor to have? Someone went over this already in your video, but if you can discuss a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the question. Some of the most important qualities I would say would be, first off, humility. And taking a step back. We don't know what path the apprentice has walked through or been on. We don't know what their lived experience has been. So taking a step back to really try to listen and understand in order to meet the apprentice where they're at, to provide them with the best guidance and support that you can in that moment. So that takes really, really communication skills and listening skills and being able to support the apprentice where they're at, meet them where they're at. We always say that. So I would say that would be one of the most important pieces. But also, Tasha talked a lot about it during her piece, that ability to build trust and build relationships. That's key, being there to support the apprentice when they most need you. And knowing when to utilize the resources that are around you. So that might be reaching out to some of those community organizations to gain a deeper understanding of the needs of the individuals that you're serving.
Thank you so much, Katie.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Now I have a question directed towards Tasha regarding recruitment. What are some of the ways you build trust and rapport with community-based organizations?
There we go. Yeah, absolutely. So one of the most important things I think is first reaching out, right? Send an email, maybe give them a phone call. If you're able to, go visit them, have that in-person interaction with them. I think that's the most important thing. And I think it's important that you express, how can I help you and you help me at the same time? You have to make your intentions clear that you are there to help them as well, and that you want to serve those people as well too. And also looking into who are the people that they serve and why do you want to reach out to them, right? To establish that trust, you need to make sure that you have good intentions. And of course, apprenticeship programs, awesome, they are great intentions, but they have to see that from you as well too. So having those conversations and following up with them, and then not leaving them in the dust afterwards, keeping that relationship going is the key thing.
Thank you so much, Tasha.
Yeah.
Great examples. My next question is directed towards Serena or Nina. Thinking about the theme for today of National Apprenticeship Week, How does NPower help advance careers for individuals from underserved population?
Hey, Matilde. Serena, I see we both came on video. Do you want to take it first, or do you want me to?
All yours, Nina.
Okay. Thanks, Matilde. So as the question asked, today's theme for National Apprenticeship Week is expanding registered apprenticeship for individuals from underserved populations. Each day this week has a theme. And thinking about NPower, we do it in a variety of ways. So our target populations are young adults from underserved populations, and then also military veterans and the military connected. So we have a free technical training program that will help our program participants learn the skills they need to get into an entry-level tech job and really launch their technical careers. We also have that wraparound support in career readiness and career development to help as our individuals are looking to enter the workforce. We also have a skill bridge program for transitioning military members. And next year in 2024, we will be starting a software development pilot for people that are, for women of color that are in tech adjacent roles. So we are really seeking to help diversify the tech industry and support individuals that are looking to launch their careers. Thank you, Matilde.
Thank you so much, Nina. And my next question is for anyone from IAA. Knowing that many employers have apprenticeship programs that aren't registered with the Department of Labor, what would you say are the key benefits to registering apprenticeships with the Department of Labor? And that question is for anyone from IAA.
So I can speak to that. This is Steve Lutton. I'm with IAA and I work with Tasha and Katie. There's a number of different things. One, certainly right now, there is funding that supports many of the apprenticeship efforts and have for a number of years now, and it looks like that will continue. So that's an easy one. Maybe the more elusive one, or the one that's harder to describe, is the apprenticeship provides a win-win-win for really everyone involved. It really helps to formalize and standardize a workforce development solution for an employer or a sponsor, while at the same time providing obviously the benefits to the apprentices who become immersed in a training program and become proficient in a particular occupation. And then also from a community standpoint, apprenticeships offer or have a significant impact on a community where an employer or a sponsor is willing to expand their operations under a registered apprenticeship umbrella. With that, of course, comes the financial impact and economic engine for that community, for that employer. And it's really the foundations of the registered apprenticeship program, which allows you to kind of tie all of those pieces together. And I'll add one other piece to that. There is also oftentimes a tie with the college system, college credit, the ability to think a bit beyond what we normally think of as an apprenticeship program, and think more down the road on what that impact could be for the individual going through a program. And the registered apprenticeship program can also be a mechanism to help secure that support from a community college with the level of performance coming out of a registered apprenticeship program.
Thank you so much for that response, Stephen. I'm going to pass it back to Nina and Rebecca. The floor is yours.
Awesome. Thank you, Mateed, and thank you everyone for your thoughtful questions and all of the speakers for sharing more. One question I did see come up a lot in the chat was how to find different apprenticeship opportunities. One thing that you can do is go to apprenticeship.gov, and there will be a section of that website that lists a lot of different open apprenticeship opportunities. So I did want to just name that before we moved on. So thank you all for being here today. You might have heard from all of today's speakers and want to get involved more deeply with apprenticeship, with NPower, or with IAA. So we have a few different next steps here for you. The first is sign the proclamation. So you heard Serena Wallace talking about the proclamation that we set forth. And if that is something that your company is interested in joining in on and signing, you can reach out to me and we can share that information with you. The next, maybe you want to hire an NPower apprentice. We would love to have conversations with you about that. You can reach out to me again. Next, if you would like to volunteer with NPower, we have a plethora of different opportunities. You can reach out to volunteering@npower.org. And then lastly, if you'd like to schedule an exploratory call to discuss your organization and how they can leverage apprenticeship, you can reach out to Rebecca with IAA here. I'm going to pass it over to Rebecca to close us out and want to say thank you to all of our speakers and to all of our attendees for joining today's event.
Thank you again all for joining today's webinar. As you've heard from several voices today, the apprenticeship model is beneficial for all stakeholders. We would like to leave you with this quote from author John Maxwell. Great leaders know that no job is more important than the continual investment in people. We appreciate your time and your investment in the mission of increasing opportunities for underserved populations. Enjoy the rest of your day.